If you're standing in your backyard, scrolling through endless fire pit options, and thinking, will this actually work for my patio, or am I just throwing money at a fancy metal box? That's the exact spot I've been in many times. You don't want to end up with an ugly, underpowered heater that looks great in the photo but can't keep a chill off the evening air. And you certainly don't want to spend a night's worth of grilling budget on something that ends up gathering rust or blowing out the moment you light it. I've spent a good chunk of the past few weeks watching videos, skimming Q&A sections, and even chatting with a couple of owners in online forums just to see how a 70-inch propane fire pit actually performs when you set it up on a concrete patio, under a pergola, or even next to a small pool. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the Zolyndo 70-inch outdoor fire pit table isn't just a flat slab of metal with a burner tucked inside. The frame is built from magnesium oxide, a material you'll find more often in industrial furnaces than garden core. That alone tells you the company is aiming for something that can stand up to the elements without warping or corroding after a season or two. In my research, people who live in humid climates or who leave their pits out year-round keep coming back to the Norest claim as a big selling point, and magnesium oxide does handle moisture and temperature swings better than a plain steel coating. What really matters, though, is what happens when you crack open the pantry, hook up a propane tank, and try to get a steady flame going. The Zolyndo's burner is designed for 60,000 BTU, which translates to a fairly robust heat output for a table that size. In a real-world test, say you're hosting a dinner for 8, with a couple of low-table chairs and a small sideboard, turning the knob to the mid-setting gave you enough warmth to keep guests comfortable without needing an extra heater. The adjustable flame settings are simple enough that you can dial it down to a gentle glow if you're just looking for ambience, or crank it up to a full-blast fire when the night drops down to 55 degrees. That flexibility is where the value beyond the headline specs comes into play. You're not stuck with a single output level that either overcooks your patio or underdelivers. One practical strength that many fire pit tables overlook is storage. The Zolyndo's rectangular tabletop actually lifts away to reveal a shallow compartment underneath. It's not huge, but it's enough to stash a few extra lava rocks, a small fire starting kit, or even your favorite set of outdoor coasters. In a typical backyard where space is at a premium, having that built-in storage means you don't have to find an extra shed or garage shelf for the accessories. And speaking of lava rocks, the package includes a bag of them for free. They're not just decorative, they help distribute heat and keep embers from blowing directly onto your guests. In the reviews I skimmed, owners appreciated the ready-to-go aspect because it saved them an extra trip to a home improvement store. Now, no product is without quirks. The first thing to note is the size. At 70 inches wide, this unit really does dominate a patio's visual field. If your outdoor area is modest, say a small balcony or a narrow porch, this fire pit will likely feel cramped, and you'll have to rearrange furniture just to give it breathing room. The heft is another factor. The magnesium oxide construction, while durable, makes the unit fairly heavy. Moving it once it's assembled isn't a simple lift in place. You'll probably need at least 2 people or a dolly to shift it, especially if you want to store it for the off-season. For renters or people who enjoy changing their layout frequently, that might be a deal-breaker. Another practical weakness is the reliance on propane. Propane tanks are convenient, but they need to be refilled or swapped regularly, especially if you're using the fire pit for extended evenings. If your neighborhood doesn't have a nearby gas station that does propane, you could find yourself stuck with an empty tank in the middle of a cold night. This isn't a unique problem to Zolyndo, but it's worth flagging for folks who don't already have a propane supply line set up. Some users have mentioned preferring a natural gas conversion kit for a more permanent solution, but that adds extra cost and installation steps. Who should buy this fire pit? If you have a medium to large patio, a concrete or stone surface, and you enjoy entertaining, whether it's a weekly family dinner, a summer barbecue, or a cozy gathering around a fire, this unit strikes a good balance between aesthetics and heat output. The adjustable flame and built-in storage make it versatile enough for both casual hangs and more formal occasions. It also suits people who want a low-maintenance option. The magnesium oxide frame means you